What is going on, everyone? The Houston Texans just dominated the New England Patriots. They get their first win in Gillette Stadium. This Texan offense, 41 points, two big runs from both your running backs. This Houston Texans defense swarming, 2 interceptions, 4 sacks. Guys, this was the Houston Texans' most dominant win of the season. I know a lot of you guys are going to be happy about that. We're going to discuss this victory because, man, it feels good being 5-1, first place in the AFC South, the number 2 seed in the AFC overall. We're swarming down here in Houston. My name is Ruben Calavillo, and this is the 713 Houston Sportcast, where I drop daily Houston Texans content. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest news, rumors, and updates. And guys, this episode was brought to you and powered by BetUS. Guys, BetUS is giving you a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. On deposits 2 and 3, it's a 125% bonus with promo code YouTube150. Guys, BetUS, quick 24-hour payouts, 24 hours customer service. Start playing today, guys. Shout out to BetUS. Starting with this Houston Texan offense, one of the concerns entering this week was the second half. Up to this game, the Houston Texans only scored 6 points in the second half. And what did they do against the New England Patriots? 13 in the third quarter, 14 in the fourth quarter. This Houston Texan offense finally woke up, ladies and gentlemen, and it was without number 12, Nico Collins. Running back Joe Mixon, the first time we've seen him since getting hip drop tackled against the Chicago Bears, and he was one of the reasons why you won today. Off of 13 rushes, 102 yards. His longest was 59. He gave you a touchdown on the ground and was averaging 7.8 yards a carry. He also was dangerous through the air, caught 2 receptions for 30 yards and a touchdown. Joe Mixon is a weapon, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, the Houston Texans are undefeated when he suits up. You heard Harley just say it on Bleacher Report that this Texan offense is reliant on Joe Mixon, and I 100% agree with him. And another stat, when the Texans have a 100-yard rusher, they are undefeated, and it was that way today. Shout out to Joe Mixon, man. He is a legit running back, still a dangerous running back despite being close to 30. Hey, 30 is the new 25. His backup, Dameon Pierce. It was the first time we've seen him in a while also. 8 carries, 76 yards, 1 touchdown. The touchdown came off of a big 40-yard run to ice the game, put the game away for the Houston Texans. And man, it felt good seeing that for number 31. We know in his rookie year, we were talking about Dameon Pierce potentially being a franchise guy for these Houston Texans. A horrible year too. And we were wondering this year, what are we going to get from DP? And it's nice to see him have himself a very respectable day on the ground. If you can continue this with Joe Mixon and Dameon Pierce, you might have yourself a solid RB1, RB2 combo. But guys, the running game was effective today. Joe Mixon and Dameon Pierce both had their moments. You have to give credit to the offensive line, and that's where we go next. This offensive line had another solid game. C.J. Stroud only sacked twice, and I think one of those sacks, Larry Tunsil was not in the game. He was questionable majority of the second half. Rookie Blake Fisher had to step in. Blake Fisher's played both right tackle and left tackle for you. C.J. Stroud only sacked twice, penalty-free for this offensive line. It was their best game of the season. It was the offense's best game of the season. And if we could get this type of play, guys, we can beat anyone. Let's talk about these pass catchers. Stephon Diggs, 6 receptions, 77 yards, 1 touchdown, multiple catches on third downs to convert, move the change. Stephon Diggs has worked out in Houston, ladies and gentlemen. So many people wanted him to fail as soon as they saw the trade, but ever since that trade happens, Stephon Diggs has been one of the best things about this Houston Texans team. You saw him in training camp working before and after practice with wide receivers who didn't even make the 53-man roster. And so far this year has stepped up, has had big moments, and in this game without Nico Collins was your leading receiver. Shout out to Stephon Diggs. Shout out to Cardi B. Tank Dell, 7 receptions, 57 yards, 1 touchdown. Not quite the Tank Dell day that we were expecting in the first quarter. It looks like he was going to terrorize the New England Patriots defense. However, 57 yards is still very good. Wide receiver 2. That touchdown in the first quarter was just showcase insane hands by him. That big game for Tank Dell is coming, guys. It might come next week against the Green Bay Packers. I have a feeling that's going to be a shootout. We talked about Joe Mixon's 2 receptions for 30 yards and a tutty. Dalton Schultz, 4 catches, 27 yards. I've been very disappointed with Dalton Schultz's play this year and just did not look interested in catching the football today. I think he had 3 drops. One of them led to an INT. One of them he tried to do one hand and it was on a 3rd down. And then another one, he just hit him right in the face and it fell to the floor. Not a good couple of weeks for Dalton Schultz. A rough start to the season. You gave him a 3-year, $36 million contract. Harley said on Bleacher Report when we were talking about this Houston Texans offense, we mentioned Dalton Schultz. And so far, Dalton Schultz has not had an impact so far this season. Moving to the Houston Texans defense, because these boys were swarming. Will Anderson Jr., 8 total tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 1 pass breakup that led to an interception. Will Anderson Jr. is going to be this week's AFC Defensive Player of the Week. He was just fantastic today. He looked like the Defensive Rookie of the Year. He looked like a number 3 overall pick, and he was on fire today. If this is the emergence of Will Anderson Jr., watch out. We also saw Danielle Hunter get himself involved, just obliterated the right arm of Drake May. He had himself a very nice day, a tackle for loss. He had that big sack, which was a forced fumble recovered by the Houston Texans. This is what you wanted to see from your edge rushing combo. However, I need to see Danielle Hunter start to rack these up. Remember, guys, he had 16.5 last year, and we thought that they were just going to terrorize. So far, it's been Will Anderson Jr., but we are waiting for that big Danielle Hunter game. Mario Edwards Jr., one of your defensive tackles, he's been playing fantastic. Multiple times I said, and that play is stopped, Mario Edwards Jr. for no gain. These defensive tackles have been swarming for the Houston Texans. Eric Murray had an interception, and, you know, he had some good moments. He had some bad moments in coverage, but this is a now 5-year veteran on this Houston Texans team. I think Eric Murray, you know, you're going to get what you're going to get. There's some games where he looks good, and there's some games where you're like, okay, I could see why he's been a backup safety for the majority of his career. But shout out to Eric Murray, man. He has a play. He has a short memory. One play will go for him. The next one won't. But, hey, this is a veteran in the NFL. Your rookie safety, Caden Bullock, an interception in the first quarter, overthrow by Drake May. Caden Bullock has been fantastic for you. We have to start looking at him as a potential Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate because he's been having himself a hell of a start to this Houston Texans 2024 season. Neville Hewitt came in for Azeez Al-Shaair and was just lighting people up. Azeez Al-Shaair, before he went out, was playing fantastic, had the turnover, the forced fumble. He's been playing out of his mind. Azeez Al-Shaair is slowly becoming one of my favorite Houston Texans. Henry To'oTo'o, a pretty good game. Overall, this defense was flying, ladies and gentlemen. The New England Patriots, they had their moments, but it never felt like the Houston Texans were losing grip of the game. As soon as the third quarter started, it was all Houston Texans. Let's go ahead and end this 5-1. Let's go home. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the most dominant game we've seen for the Houston Texans so far this season. They put up 41 points. They beat the New England Patriots for the first time ever in Gillette Stadium. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. How are you feeling, Houston? For more Texans content, you guys know what to do. Feel free to follow me for more. This episode was brought to you and powered by BetUS. You guys all have a very blessed day.